Come on, Mutt, keep up. We're neglecting our duties. So Radzik asked us to go and see Sakuno. And as far as I'm aware, he's got a camp up here somewhere. Of course, you need to keep up. Come on. Get those little furry feet of yours moving. We're supposed to help this Sakuno. Not exactly sure what it is we're supposed to do, but we've got to go and help him. So come on, get moving.
I'll be with you. I'm looking for Sakuno. Sakuno? Baron Rickvold. Isn't this his camp?
You won't get nothing out of him. You must be Radzig's man. I heard he was supposed to send someone.
Yes, Sir Radzig sent me as a guide. I'm Henry.
I'm Jakey. And this here fella, we call the Stone.
I can see why. What's up with him? Cat got his tongue?
No, more like the dog got it. The executioner's dog. When the executioner ripped it out of him. Anyway, you better come along with me. I'll introduce you to the other fellas. And the chief.
Okay.
These here are the Bearman brothers. Petter and Jan. They're a barrel of laughs. Except when they're too drunk to string two words together. Like now. Don't get on the wrong side of them, though. When their blood is up, well, it ain't a pretty sight.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, I'm sure.
Never mind the fancy poses, Stefan. You're trying to kill the fucker, not teach him how to dance. And you, Dangler, stand your ground. Don't let him lead you round by the nose.
Sir? Well, sir, this is Henry. From Lord Kobler.
Ah, it's about time Radzig got round to this. We need someone who knows their way around these parts. Leave off with the bowing and curtsying. We don't hold with that tomfoolery here. Jakey! Where the hell are you sneaking off to? Go to the farm and get water. The lads are thirsty.
But I went last time.
And you'll go next time, you ungrateful pup. Get your ass moving. Snot-nosed brat. You put them out of a pile of shit, and they thank you with back talk. Where were we? Oh, yeah. We need a guide who knows these parts. So I hope I can rely on you, Herman.
It's Henry.
Right. Well, as I said to Radzig, I don't want to carry any dead weight. We could find ourselves in some very tight situations where every sword counts.
I know how to handle a sword, all right?
I've heard a lot of fellas say that. They still ended up on the wrong end of one. We'll find out. Stefan, take a break. Dangler, let's find out what Harold here can do.
Sure. No problem, Chief.
Oh, pleased to meet you. Oh, I've got to prove I can. Oh, I don't know if I can actually swing a sword, but I'll try. Ah, flip the heck.
Kurva.
Oh, Henry. Henry, get the sword out, you muppet. Ah, you're going to use that tactic on me, are you? Come on, man. You're supposed to hit me. This is going to get very difficult if I do. Ah, dude. This is not going to plan. What do you mean? I'm the one having the problem.
Bollocks!
Go. Ah, good grief.
Quitting.
Hope not. Only just started. At least that's the plan anyway. Oh man, see, I'm relying on you to make that move so I can use it. Oh, see, you're supposed to do that so I can do that to you. Fiddly-dee.
Take that!
Oh, see, I need you to hit me, man. Unless you hit me, this is not going to work. Oh. Oh. I know how you feel, mate. Things aren't going to plan, are they? Ooh, well dodged. Ah, go on, Bennett. Yes, it did hurt, actually.
Fuck it!
Yep. You can try, but I don't think it'll get you very far. Oh, box into a corner. This is not good. Ah!
You're gonna cry now.
I hope not. That's not my plan. And I'm stuck. You know, one of these days we're going to have to change this helmet. It's not doing me any favours anymore. It might look good, but it's not... I can't see a blooming thing with it. You see, you want me to bring it on? Because I don't think any of us are enjoying this, quite frankly.
Now you fucks.
Exactly. Oh, no. Well, I'll have none of that. That's just plain rude, that. That's a rude word, dude. It's rude. I'm just saying. Ooh, ouchie. Come on. Look, Annie, but, where you? Oh. Nah.
You didn't fare badly at all, I must say. You can ride with us.
All right, good. Thanks.
Don't thank me yet. You don't know what you're letting yourself in for.
I think I'm going to get a world of pain from you. You deliberately use the wrong name. You know what my name is and just decide to call me something completely different, don't you? You're one of those people.
Sir Kuno, can you tell me something about yourself?
Drop the sir. That title brought me nothing but grief. But what do you want to know?
Sir Radzig told me the Rickvold family lost its wealth. How did that happen?
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished. Nothing easier. Especially when your father's a fool and your mother's mad as a bat.
Oh.
But it's a long and twisted story. We took our name from Rickvold Castle, but that actually belonged to the convent of the Poor Clares in Tynitz, and my father only leased it. You see, he knew the abbess there since they were young. Knew her very well. There was even talk that she only joined the order because her family wouldn't let her marry him. Anyway, whether he was fucking her right there in the convent, or he just took a lot of interest in scripture, he spent an awful lot of time in Tynitz.
Okay.
Oh, he might have been after a bit of both.
Sinning and confessing all in one place. Well, I can see the convenience of it. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapades drove her cuckoo entirely. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window. I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in flames. Behind her, the stables, the farm buildings and the tower were burning too. And she just stood there, shrieking with laughter.
Christ, that sounds like a scene straight out of hell.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place went up. I couldn't get to my father. Or my little brother. Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. But then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near a Kovnik. It was a great relief. We suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married. And all that was left of our estates, lands, woods, villages, Adela was to get it all as a dowry.
But surely that was for you to decide. You were the head of the family, right?
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I'd just lost everything. Of course, I argued with them, and that was the only excuse they needed to kick me out of Drevich too.
That's pretty harsh.
You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you can turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
What about your debt to Sir Radzig? How did that come about?
A twist of fate, lad. I was fighting in the hostilities between the House of Schallenberg and the town of Colleen. Some trade dispute it was, and I fought under the Schallenberg colours. In the end, the two sides negotiated a truce, and I rode to Colleen with the delegation that was to parley there. We stopped off at an inn on the way, and it was there that I met Radzig Kobyla. I could tell at first sight he was a man after my own heart. A likeable rogue, with a sharp mind and a merry soul. We spent the whole night drinking together and talking, and in the morning we set off together, with sore heads, but in good temper, since he was travelling the Colleen same as I was. Only, once we reached the city gates, they arrested me on the spot. Seems the burghers had it in for me, since I'd been making their lives hell for a good 6 months. On the other hand, I was a member of the peace delegation, so by rights, they shouldn't have even looked at me sideways. And then it hit me why Radzig was there. Colleen is a royal city, so he was there to represent the king's interests.
I see. So he was on the other side.
That's right. Anyway, they threw me in a dungeon, and a few days later, word reached me that the Schallenbergs had reached an agreement with the burghers. Only part of the deal was they would give them my head. And I'd surely have ended my days swinging from the town battlements if it hadn't been for Radzig. He liked me, and he could see it was a dirty trick, so he somehow squared things with the city council.
Lucky for you.
Indeed. I owe my life to Radzig, and I'll never forget it. He's asked me twice before for help. This is the 3rd time, and how could I refuse him?
I'd like to ask about your men.
Ask away.
What about that dumb one? How did he end up with you?
The stone? Oh, he just kind of tagged along.
Just like that?
Aye, just like that. We were riding from Olomouc to a castle past Kladsko when we ran into him and some other wayfarers camping along the way. You know how it goes. We made acquaintance with them, had a drink or two. Then we travelled on together. After all, there's safety in numbers.
I'm not sure I'd be thinking that if I ran into you lot on the road.
We might have done some things I ain't proud of, but wayfarers are sacred even for me. Anyway, our fellow travellers dropped off along the way. One in Mohelnitz, one in Schoenberg, and the rest in Kladsko. Except for the stone. He stuck with us the whole way. The fellas kept asking him what he was after. But of course he never said a word. When we were approaching Barsdorf, I ordered the men to get rid of him. I had some business at the castle, and I didn't want any strangers sticking their noses in. Stefan tried to tell him nicely, but he just sat there, staring like he was turned to stone. That's when we gave him the name. Then the Bearman brothers tried to get him off his horse. He booted Jan in the face and knocked him out cold. Then he jumped down and felled Petter with one punch. Well, a man who can do that is a man you want on your side. So we kept him.
Weren't you worried about having a stranger in your band? Especially one who didn't talk?
No, I figured if you can't talk, you can't tell. Besides, I've had worse.
What about Jakey?
Jakey, that boy will be the death of me. You've got to be tough on him, or he's good for nothing. But I'm fond of him, in a way.
Like a son?
I wouldn't go that far. But I've no family of my own. And unlike those other cutthroats, he seems to me like a good lad.
Well, you're pretty hard on him, though. And the others keep him on his toes, too.
The boy needs a firm hand. I was like him once, and I got the same too. If we let him be, we'd end up with a third bear man. And who'd want that?
True. 2 is more than enough.
Speaking of which,
Those Bearman brothers are quite a pair.
Indeed they are. There's no more mercy in them than in, well, a bear. If I told them to skewer you on the spot, they'd do it, without batting an eyelid.
Jesus.
Oh, aye. They'd argue first about which one of them got to do the job. But they're as obedient as a huntsman's dogs. Real soldiers, the pair of them. Reliable, as long as they don't get too drunk. Then there's no keeping them under control. But nobody's perfect.
What about the fellow they call Dangler?
I've never ridden with a better man, I can tell you. He doesn't say a lot, but for that, he listens all the better. Nothing escapes him.
So he scouts for you?
Not just that. It's happened more than once. I was closing a deal with someone, and Dangler told me after that he didn't like the smell of the fella nearly every time he was right. And the fellow tried to stab me in the back afterwards.
What can you tell me about Stefan?
Fletching. For one thing, he's a very resourceful fellow.
How did he come to join your band?
Well, let's just say he was in the right place at the right time. You'll find he has quite a knack for that.
What exactly happened?
Sorry, I'd love to tell you the whole story, but I'd be betraying his trust.
Oh, now you've got me curious. Maybe I should ask him myself.
Sure, why not? Our Fletch does love to converse.
okay.
Sir Radzig told me the Rickvold family lost its wealth. How did that happen?
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished. Nothing easier, especially when your father's a fool and your mother's mad as a bat.
Oh,
But it's a long and twisted story.
Deja vu.
We took our name from Rickvald Castle, but that actually belonged to the convent of the Poor Clares in Tynitz, and my father only leased it. You see, he knew the abbess there since they were young. Knew her very well. There was even talk that she only joined the order because her family wouldn't let her marry him. Anyway, whether he was fucking her right there in the convent, or he just took a lot of interest in scripture, he spent an awful lot of time in Tynitz.
well, nobles can be very devout sometimes.
Not my old man. He cursed like a tanner's hand. More than once, he threatened to take a whip to our parish priest. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapades drove her cuckoo entirely. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window, and I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in flames. Behind her, the stables, the farm buildings, and the tower were burning too. And she just stood there, shrieking with laughter.
Christ, That sounds like a scene straight out of hell.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place went up. I couldn't get to my father. Or my little brother. Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. But then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near a Kovnik. It was a great relief. We suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married. And all that was left of our estates, lands, woods, villages, Adela was to get it all as a dowry.
But surely that was for you to decide. You were the head of the family, right?
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I'd just lost everything. Of course, I argued with them, and that was the only excuse they needed to kick me out of Drevich too.
That's pretty harsh.
You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you can turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
Yeah, definitely have a feeling of deja vu there.
Should we ride out?
Aye, we ought to set out on patrol about now. Hope you've got your kit ready and whatnot. I'd like to head to the north. Is there anything interesting that way?
North of here, Samapesh and Merhoyed are that way, and Talmberg is a bit further on. There's stables in Merhoyed.
I wouldn't mind paying a visit to those stables. We can go through there.
And from there?
From there, we'll follow our noses. Something interesting is sure to turn up. I feel it in my bones. Mount up and let's go.
Sure. Chief.
You keeping up, dog? Aren't you going to wander? Don't be digging the road up. Need to wander along with this lot. Just so you know.
What a fine day, eh, brother?
Indeed, brother.
You know what I like best about days like this, Jan?
The scent of chamomile wafting from the hillsides.
Among other things.
Ah, like the rounded hills, rising, curdling,
Very
all
slow.
soft and pink in the sunlight.
And the fertile valley below, spreading wide and inviting.
Dew glistening in a mossy hollow.
The sweet aroma of honey in the air.
The sturdy poplar, standing tall and erect.
Aye, it reminds me of that day. That day where the two of us fucked Fletcher's ma.
Very droll. You'd make a stuffed bird laugh.
Your ma's a stuffed bird. I stuffed her myself.
I can't smell any chamomile.
Well, men, how are things?
May I?
Yes, Fletch?
How shall I put it? I'm a little concerned about the prospects in these parts, Chief.
Oh, how's that?
I've been looking around, and if you'll pardon me, it seems to me that we've been stuck for a long time in the arsehole of beyond.
It's not Paris, France, I'll grant you.
What I mean to say is, I haven't got any new kit or arrows since the day Jakey joined us. It makes me uneasy, Chief.
I see. What about the rest of you?
I don't know what Fletch is moaning about. There's plenty of booze and loose wenches nearby.
Not to mention fools in the taverns who don't know when to stop rolling those dice.
Dangler?
It's the arsehole of beyond everywhere we go. It always makes me uneasy.
Jakey?
Fletch can complain. I was supposed to get a suit of armor, and all I got was a shitty kittle hat.
Sorry, but they don't do hauberks in girl sizes.
Oh? Well, how did you get yours then?
All right, I appreciate your honesty, lads. Don't worry, there will be plunder. We're here to fight. To the victor
to the spoils. That's how it's always been. But no purse of silver will shed blood for you on the battlefield. That's what this company is for. And I hope you never forget the golden rule. You can joke all you want, moan all you want, but nothing will keep your skins in one piece better than trusting your leader, who you choose by your own free will. So don't ever forget that.
Amen.
Let's go! Behind me, and keep your eyes peeled.
Interesting bunch to say the least. At least we're starting to speed up. I was getting bored, witless dog. Surprised you hadn't run off.
What do you think we can expect this time, fellas?
Groschen, hidden in a piss pot under the bed. A nice chunk of beef. No one there will be eating.
On account of it'd just fall out through the holes in their bellies, eh, brother?
My mouth is already watering, brother, and I ain't even touched a purse yet.
Once you get your hands on some loot, I'll be happy to play you for your hard-earned groschen back at the camp.
Poor old Fletch. Never gets to see the action from
Hello.
close up.
Yeah. What about you, Dangler? What do you expect to find?
Futility in human suffering, like always.
That doesn't
Always
look
full
good.
of good cheer, eh, Dangler? Why don't you take a leaf out of Stone's book and shut the fuck up?
Jesus, I wish you'd all shut the fuck up.
Does not look good at all.
What's what you're doing?
Keep your
There's
eyes
people
peeled,
walking
guys.
here.
There might be someone hiding out here still. Look for clues and question the survivors, if there are any.
Come on, dog. Oh, this is definitely not good. Somebody burnt this place down.
Still smouldering. Whoever torched it can't have got very far.
And killed a villager as well. Torched this place as well. Wonder if anybody's hiding in here, no? Not a particularly nice place to hide, of course. Why only torch that one? Why not torch everything?
Jesus Christ, what a massacre.
Arrows. Oh, you spotted something.
They weren't even armed.
We're hit by arrows. Wouldn't mind being able to see if I can get it's like a sample and get some idea.
Looks like it happened fast.
They've fired from over here by the looks of it. They just came in here and started the whole thing going. Why torch that building and not everywhere? Seems a bit odd.
They can't be all that clever or they'd have taken the wagon.
Yeah, that's a 64 million Russian question, isn't it? What were they after? Just trash the place. Totally trashed the place. And they were all... Oh, except for him.
God almighty.
Have a look in here.
No signs of resistance. They simply slaughtered them like animals.
Oh, even killed a dog.
Poor wretch.
I don't think there's any survivors here, Doug.
Kuno will want to know about this.
Have a look around, Doug. There might be...
Isn't a radish from a corpse supposed to bring good luck?
Dude. You never know, somebody might be hiding out in the bushes. When you wouldn't want to stay around here, I must admit. After all that. Hello? Anybody? Somebody? Apparently we found a grave, Dog. Well, the horse has got one. Get that off the horse. I'm assuming it's an... well, if it's an old grave, then... yikes. And there might be a fresh one, you never know. They might have buried something here when they're before... well, just before they fled. Well, then again, maybe not. Well, no one's going to miss these, are they? Oh. Dude, how do we get out of here? Well, I thought there might have been somebody hiding out in the outskirts, just on the off chance, waiting for somebody to come by. Hello. That is interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Well, what about over here, Doug? Some deer you can play with if you want to. Oh, what was that? Just so you know, Doug, leave the cows alone. What about out here? You found something? No? Thought you might have found something. I haven't found anything interesting. It's not that I'm telling you. I'll tell Sakuno. Dog, leave the sheep alone. I know what you like. No, we'll put our spade back. Unless somebody jumps out and we want to hit them over the head with it. Right, let's go and tell Sakuno what we found, because... oh, hello. Yeah. Actually, what have we found? A message for Sir Radzik. Oh, he wants a somebody wants to challenge Sir Radzik to a duel. House of Zool. That's a bit of a strange way to get somebody to do a duel. Usually just slap them in the chops with a blooming gauntlet.
I found this shield in a shed along with a letter. Seems like someone left us a message.
Show me that. I know that crest. It's the House of Zool. A dangerous lot, God's truth. I don't think we'll find anything else here. We'll stay here a while, just in case. And you should go and report to Radzig what happened.
What do you know about these Zools?
A family of impoverished nobles. They fought in the Margraviate Wars in Moravia. But what they're after in Bohemia, I've no idea.
This seems fresh, you know. I think we should go after and start searching for these people, you know.
I thought I could go and search for those raiders. They might not have gotten very far yet.
All right. It's always good to have an extra pair of eyes. We'll keep searching here for a while, and then head back to the camp.
But we're going to hang around here. We're going to have a bit of a search and see if they've left any tracks, alright? I think they must have left some clue behind. Right. Where the heck do you even start? Well, Dougie, since your little nose hasn't found anything, let's ask around, see if any of the guys here have spotted anything. Any clues?
Did you find any tracks?
Some, a horse or two. They rode off through the meadow towards dawn. They were avoiding the road, which is interesting.
Towards dawn?
Meaning towards the east. Apart from the mounted ones, there were some men on foot too. Well weighed down.
Oh, they can't move too fast then.
No, and what's more, they left a trail of blood. One or more of them might be wounded. Either that, or they dragged off some poor bastard from here.
Nice work. Thanks.
That's interesting. That gives us a clue then. See if anybody else spotted anything that we've missed. Oh, well, he won't be able to talk anyway, will he? Right. Let's go by that clue then, Doug. See what we can find going by that then. Ooh, that is a clue. He said east, so yeah, I mean there's the sun in the sky there. We've got a dead dog. Don't be getting funny ideas, dude.
Poor creature. Hunted down like game.
Yeah, I figured you'll kind of warn me about something. Headed in this direction then. See what else we can see then. What have you found, dude? Okay, what have you found? Found a woodland garden. Okay, that's useful, dog. Trying to track raiders though, just so you know. Ah, so that's why you were pointing your little nose in that direction.
They went this way.
I wondered why you were pointing in that direction. Hey, you were going to head over there. I nearly headed in over there until I saw this dude.
Seems they met some resistance at the farm.
Over here?
What a waste. But at least I know which way they went.
Yeah, I can see that as well. Somebody is seriously bleeding. That's a lot of blood. Guess we just need to follow the trail of blood then. We're heading in a kind of obvious direction.
Good boy. That's my boy.
Right. I'm just going to keep following this trail then. Ah, I think we found them, Dougie. Trouble is, there's quite a few of them. Tempted to wait it out and hopefully they'll go to sleep. That's a lot for one person to take on.
There they are.
Come here, Mop. Mop. Dude. Where have you gone? What? Oh, there you are, dude. You stay put.
Wait here for me. Stay.
Right, I think I'm gonna suit up and see if these lot will go to sleep, because it might be easier to take them out at night time. Ah, drat, they're still not going to sleep. That's midnight. Should be going to sleep.
25's a nicer sum, I grant you.
I fucking pick them off. I don't know how well they'll be able to see me, but I need to be able to pick them off.
Hey, who's there?
What was that?
I'll find you, you cur. You can't hide from me.
Must have fired from here.
Dear God.
That fucker must have fired from
Can't even hit them. They can't see me, but I can't hit them. This is not helping me.
behind you, you
You
cur.
can't hide from
You
me.
can't hide from me.
Where could he have vanished to? He must be here somewhere.
It's truth. I thought there was more than this, to be honest.
He must have fired from here.
The shot must have come from here. Where is it?
Oh, I missed again.
I'll find you, you cur. You can't hide from me.
Oh, come on. I'm tripping over the bodies.
I'll find you, you cur. You can't hide from me.
Come on. Ooh. Got him at least.
That fucker.
That's one less to worry about. Nearly. Oh, God. Oh. Right, so there's that lot there taken care of. So that means there's some... Let's just make sure they're all dead. Yeah, so not all of them came out then. So how many are there left? So I can see one of them standing against the tree. Oh, what time is it? So it's still not light enough.
There's someone there. He must.
Ooh, got him. This is extremely handy that I'm missing, but that they're not being able to see me.
That fucker must have fired from here.
You seriously think I'm going to go in the same direction, dude? Could have done with some better arrows. Ah, what the heck, we'll use these. We're hunting them anyway.
The shot must have come from here, so where is that bastard?
I can't believe we're this useless with a bow.
He's disappeared. Just wait, you bastard. Next time
We're
you'll
supposed to be the
bored.
master huntsman here.
Where could he have vanished to?
He's gone.
Somewhere.
There's a third one.
The hell was that?
That's not bad.
The shot must have come from here. Where is that bastard?
Ooh, that had to hurt. Ooh, that really had to
Bite
hurt.
to eat.
Oh,
Well now, look what's come.
ow, ow, ow.
Christ!
That was lucky. That was lucky. Oh, it's true. At least I got rid of them anyway. So. Yeah, they didn't. Looks like they didn't run off with anybody. They just stole all the valuables. Oh well, guess we better go and tell Sir Radzig then. I tell you what, while we're here in Rat, let's go and ask the blacksmith here. Well, actually, he's a swordsmith. I want to ask him about that piece for the Queen of Sheba's sword.
God grant you health. How may I help you?
I've heard that some pilgrim was selling off pieces of a rare sword. If you happen to have one, I'd be interested.
Did that sasso dabbler send you here?
Why?
Why? Because there was nothing left for him, and now he's envious and wants some too. Well, he's out of luck. I do have it, but I'm not selling.
Man, isn't there some way...
No way. Like I've already said, not a chance.
Hmm.
Good luck then.
Guess that's going to be another nighttime job, eh, Doug? Well, at least let's go and talk to the apothecary. Assuming he's actually bothered to get up. I mean, it's well past 9 and people are still in bed. You managed to get that book read?
Have you read it already?
Oh, Henry, it's a marvellous book. Wonderful, really. I've found what we need, but it won't be easy. The spell must be said over the grave of the person preventing his soul from resting in eternal peace, while burning something from the house he lived in.
Ugh, of course. It couldn't be something easy, could it?
Who said meddling with the dead would be a walk in a rose garden? You'll probably have to ask your widow a few more questions. Once you know everything, get something from his house, and find the grave of the person that's preventing him from resting in peace. Then come see me, and we'll get to banishing that ghost.
Jesus, and I thought the living were troublesome.
This is just crazy. I've been smudging in houses and now I've got to go and smudge over someone's grave. Right, come on, Doug, let's go and see Sir Radzig. Ah, good, you're still here. Let's have a bit of a chat, because I've got some rather interesting news for you.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Yeah, unfortunately I have.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
Sir, I'm afraid I have some bad news. We came across a burnt-out farm near Merhoyed.
Christ! It seems Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
Now, this is something else, sir. We found a shield there with a crest. A tricolour star on a blue field.
I know that coat of arms, unfortunately. It's the House of Zul.
There was a letter there, too.
Show it to me. Although I think I already know what it will say.
Here you are, sir.
Unscrupulous beast. Cruelty and malevolence. I challenge you to face me in a duel. Defend your honor. Antinomious wretch. Well, that's nice. Signed, Hagen Zul. As I expected, old grievances coming back to haunt me.
This Sir Hagen wants to challenge you to a duel.
Apparently, he still hopes I will agree to this kind of outmoded solution to disputes.
But surely you can't refuse a challenge to a duel. What about your honor?
Henry, my boy, honor is a splendid thing, and it should be held in high regard. But in time, you'll learn that some matters are not so straightforward.
Like this one?
Yes, like this one. The only reason Hagen is challenging me now is that he has a marked advantage. I've served as the royal hetman for the last 15 years and become a courtier. Hagen, meanwhile, was fighting in the Margraviate Wars in Moravia and elsewhere as a mercenary. Which of us do you think would win a duel? That's not honor, but an abuse of honor. Commonplace opportunism. I don't blame him for trying, but I'm not such a fool as to play by his rules.
What happened between you and Sir Hagen?
That's a long story.
Well, if I'm to know what I'm up against, I'll need to hear at least the gist of it.
True. All right, in a nutshell. Several years ago, I had to resolve a bloody feud between the Zuls and another family. The Zuls were clearly in the wrong, but refused to accept my ruling. So, I hanged the head of the family, razed their castle to the ground, and confiscated their property. Ever since then, they've had it in for me, not surprisingly.
But you acted in good conscience.
Yes, although in retrospect it might seem excessively harsh. And it doesn't help that the other family is related to mine.
Ah.
Well, what are we going to do about this?
You and Kuno's band will just have to deal with Hagen and prevent further mayhem. The longer he's marauding around these parts, the greater the chances that I'll finally have to succumb to his conditions.
So you'd fight him, if it came to that?
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But maybe there's something else behind this challenge. Maybe it's coin he's after. Who knows?
All right. We'll deal with him, sir.
I'm sure you will, Henry.
Fair enough.
Take care.
Yeah, well, guess we'll just have to go and find out about this Zool fellow. Go and speak to Sir Kudo, I suppose.
God be with you, Henry.
Yeah. Thanks.